Okay, I hit the live button. We'll see if anyone actually shows up. You should see the chat here in a minute.
Yeah, no, with the first one that I joined, it was really fun being on the other side and being part of the live because I'd been on a few where I've watched them, and then I always wondered if the people in the live could actually see the questions, and it didn't seem that anyone responded, and then I realized that they could. Oh, someone's saying hi.
Sarah SMR joined. Sarah is fantastic.
Oh, Leanne's here. Hello, Leanne.
Oh, see,
I don't
you
think.
some of you know. Excellent.
Yes, no, she's a lovely friend of mine. We've met in real life. So
Oh,
that's the
really?
next
Did you
level, Substack
did you
relationship
meet
relation thing.
did you meet in real life first or in real life second?
Second.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
I flew to a different city to meet her. That's how serious it is.
That is serious.
Mm.
I've never flown, so you did more for her than I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, well, when you meet the right people, you do things,
Sarah, do you know Sarah SMI?
No, I do not.
No.
Hello,
Okay.
Sarah.
So
Thanks for joining.
she just mentioned she referenced you by name. So I don't know if you knew her or not. I was like, "Ooh, we have a mutual." So how long have you been on Substack?
It's a good question. I believe it's been a year, and I haven't done the right Substack thing by celebrating the first year. I just got lazy, and I feel like it was the end of June actually. So I might do some sort of delayed, hey, my first year on Substack sort of thing. But yeah, it's been about a year, so just cruising now, I guess, and just I've been around the block, and I'm still around, which is good. Thanks, Sarah.
Do you live in Korea by chance?
I do not live in Korea, no.
Is that what's your accent, man? You sound like a Korean commentator when I was
Really?
very nerdy. Yeah, and a very nerdy hobby of mine, from a couple years ago. I heard a Korean commentator that sounded like you do, but
Uh,
maybe I'm misremembering. It was a couple years
I'm
ago.
just going to talk out to my friend Leanne here, who we've met in person. And Leanne, if you're there, did I ever sound Korean? She's gonna enjoy this because she loves K dramas. So apparently, if I do sound Korean, I would have thought that she would have also called it out. But
Maybe well, I'm a country bumpkin, so it could just be my naivety.
I mean, there's going to
But
be things that many of us are not going to be aware of. But no, I'm not from Korea. I'm from the Asia Pacific region, a bit further
okay,
south.
okay. I
Mm-hmm.
I have M&M. I have M&Ms, so
Oh, yum.
if you
Those are the nut ones, I think, right?
yeah, the peanut ones. They're the only
Oh,
ones I'll eat.
they're good. No, I haven't had one of those for a while. I've had like the normal chocolate ones. They're good. Um, but not the peanut ones. They're just extra chunky. I do like those.
Yeah, I did some rearranging, Sarah, now that I have a little bit more space to myself.
Oh, awesome. No, I'm from Australia.
Oh, yeah, but you don't have the oh, this sounds so bad. This sounds so
Go,
bad.
go, no,
You
say
don't
it,
have the
say it.
Crocodile Dundee accent.
I mean, look, I can put it on. So I can like we call it like more of an ochre accent. So
Okay.
it's like, okay, hold on. Yeah, g'day, mate. How's it going?
Okay.
Is that better?
Do people actually talk like that? Or is that just
Some
me
do,
like
some
an
do. Yeah,
American
some do.
okay.
So like you mentioned, country bumpkin, right? So we do have a version of that, and we call them bogans.
Okay. Oh
Bogans, and
boy.
it's probably like the equivalent of like rednecks in the USA. So it's particular regions where yeah, they might not be as educated, or they might not be as aware of you know differences in the world, and they can be sort of very much happy the way that they are, but not really accepting of things that don't look like them.
Okay.
Yeah, but so they can talk like that. Not to say that everyone who talks like that is like that in terms of their attitude.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, you do get people like that in certain parts of Australia who do sound like Crocodile Dundee.
So, how do you survive on a continent that has, like, poisonous everything?
You don't get up very much, so
Okay.
I'm very much just in my house all the time, and we no 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 we go out and it's fine. Look, for the most part, like I live in suburbia.
Oh, okay.
From me to go to the closest city. Let me just like you're in North America, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So like from me to go from where I am at home to the city, it's about probably uh 20 25 miles. It's not
Oh,
super
okay.
far. So like, it's driving from outer suburbia to the city at most an hour in traffic. No traffic might be 40 minutes. So like I'm not like I think
Okay.
I have a pretty normal life like similar to a lot of people who might be joining the call today. Um if you do go further out, like we have a lot of our cities basically clustered around one side of Australia, and then a lot of land inland that's just like desert and sand and animals that will kill you.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
that's the Australia we hear about.
Pretty much, yeah. So people do live in those areas where it's more like deserty and sandy and things like that, but they're tougher. I'm pretty soft.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Mm.
Sarah says she loved your live with Wendy.
Oh, right.
Was that New
Sorry,
Zealand Wendy? Wendy Russell?
I've totally forgotten. It's Wendy Russell.
Okay,
So,
yeah. I
she is
she's a
she
cool
yeah,
gal.
she's very cool. No, she read my story. She read a few chapters of my story, Slice of Death, and I couldn't stop smiling. It was really lovely because no one has ever read my story back to myself, and it was just nice hearing it in a different light, I guess,
Okay.
to basically just sort of hear it as if it were a real story. Like, I mean, it sounds funny to say, but when you write something, it's like, well, this is just something that my brain has cooked up. It's this strange hallucination of words that makes something, barely coherent. But people are reading it, and to hear it being read as a story is actually really nice.
Yeah, I had somebody read a story of mine once for me, and I found it almost like listening to my own voice. Like, I found it, like, disorienting.
It is a bit like that, yeah. It's. I didn't think it'd be such a visceral thing to feel that, but it does feel quite surreal. Yeah.
Do you have any idea why that would be?
Mm, I think it's to do with the fact that when you write a story, you're obviously very close to it. It comes out of your brain, and then you create words and you put them on a screen or on paper. So there's no opportunity for you to step away from it unless you actually don't write the story for a while, a few days or something like that. But you can never truly get away from it. So to have someone else read it and to make it feel to basically hear it in a different voice already makes it feel a bit separate from you. And I think people don't realize that it's not like it's taking away your ownership of it, but it's almost like it's taking on a different color, if that makes sense. And it just looks and feels a bit different, but it's still unmistakably yours and what you've created. So it's seeing something in a new light, basically.
Do you think that would happen, that you'd have that same feeling if you on something you didn't write by yourself? Is that like an authorial voice interacting with your brain? Because if,
Mm,
in my mind, your brain would have to, like, when you're talking and you hear your own voice, that has that, like, grating sound to it. And that's because of a bias your brain has against your own voice.
Yeah.
due to the way it echoes in your head. And I would wonder if the reason it has that same effect on your writing is because it could recognize the patterns in your writing.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Even though one is visual and written and the other is auditory, I would think that one can recognize something that's come from itself generally. Like obviously with voice and sound, I think that's quite easy to pick up. But like that was one of the reasons why I'd started writing my serial. I had this long break from writing, quite a few years, and I wanted to rediscover that voice. And just from the writing process and just letting the words come out, I found that voice again. So I don't know in what sort of situation it would work, but if I were to write something and somehow forget about it, and then have it mixed in with some pieces written by other authors, I would like to think I can identify my own written piece just from the voice. But again, it's a very strange scenario. I don't know how I'd voluntarily forget my own piece of writing, but I think the theory is correct there. That makes sense.
I heard somebody suggest once that if you record your voice, your physical voice, and you mix it in with recordings of random people, and you assign them like random numbers, and you come back um, a couple weeks later,
Mm.
your brain won't recognize your voice, and then
Really?
you'll be able to hear yourself without the original bias because that your brain provides from the echo in the bone in your brain.
Yeah, I've heard like the effects of the voice coming out of your own head as well make your voice sound a certain way only to you, and obviously you can't hear it when it comes out of your own head. That's why it sounds so grating when you hear like a recording of it because it sounds um, similar enough to what you're used to, but it's also quite external to what you are. Um, so
Yeah, and your brain gets confused because it's like I don't feel the vibrations, but I hear the low end of your voice still, so it removes the
mm,
low end. So
yeah,
it's you're not even hearing your real voice. It's crazy what your brain does.
yeah, yeah, that's it. And it's similar to just different perceptive things to do with what you see. Like for example, I've heard that people are like
Hi, Wendy.
you're hey Wendy, um, your nose is right here, right? And
Okay.
it's in front of your face, and you're because it's always there, you just don't see it. But then you can look at it if you cross your eyes. But because it's just always there, your eyes have almost been trained to ignore it
You can do the same
forever.
thing if you put your hand like this.
Well,
You can make your hand disappear.
I think yes. I think like that's what I'm getting at. The fact that if something is always there, it's just become part of the furniture of like what's in your range of vision. So you almost it gets it's filtered out, right?
Okay.
So I think similarly with the voice, it's just a thing that comes out of your head, a sound that comes out of your head. So when you're
Did you
forced to
hear?
face it,
Oops, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say if you're forced to face it, it just feels very foreign because it's like, well, this is just a thing that comes out of me, like this thing that I'm hearing back is not my voice. It is just strange projection or shadow of my voice. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, I think if you see your nose, you'd be like, oh, my nose is quite ugly because it's this thing that helps me smell. But like, I just always see it there, but I ignore it. So it's always interesting what you can perceive if you are forced to. But I think in most cases, it's not. It's seen to be not very pleasant because
Did
it's
you hear
just
about
yeah.
the people who? I don't know if it was a study, if it was just a guy who did it, but he
Mm.
wore glasses that turned everything upside down,
No,
and then his brain, over time, his brain turned it back right side up when he was wearing the glasses. When he took the glasses
really,
off, everything was upside down.
really.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
as the brain adapted to the upside down glasses, so that way when he couldn't take them off without seeing everything upside down.
Wow, yeah. I don't even know how your brain would. I don't even know how your brain would do that in the first place because I mean, like we know how eyes work. It's like light coming in, and then there's a process inside where it also turns things that are upside down back the right way up.
Mhm.
But that what happens like internally. So like I guess whatever you see
It
is
just processes it different. You're not actually seeing the picture you see. The picture you see is heavily processed. That's why you can get, if you believe something strong enough, like, let's say you're convinced for some reason that no one in chat will say hi. You're
mm,
dead convinced that no one in chat will ever say hi to you. Your
mm,
brain might just filter out any hi that you see because it wants to protect the bias. It wants to protect your ego, so it just filters out anything that contradicts its own thought.
yeah. 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 No. I mean that's part of like a much broader, I guess, body of belief that but this is getting quite philosophical now, which is actually I like chats like this, which come like philosophical actually. Because like all I was gonna say was that there is no absolute truth. There isn't. Like people talk about whatever, scientific proof and this and that. And like, fine. You can have scientific methods to prove things and they're double blind, they're A and B tested, et cetera, et cetera. But then ultimately it's one system of belief to try to prove something within a very specific set of constraints, right?
So,
Um,
do you not believe in gravity? Do you not
I
believe
believe in
gravity is universally true? I think gravity is like
I believe in gravity, but it's also I believe in science, right?
Okay,
Um, I, and like and I've studied the theories that underpin our understanding of things like gravity and force and thermodynamics and things like that, right?
okay.
Um, but then it's also, I guess, what I'm referring to is just more so how you can have people perceive the same thing and then vehemently believe that they are both correct about something, right? And then it might stem from an understanding of the science, or it might stem from vibes, right? But
Okay.
then they will defend that until their death. They will die on that hill because they feel like it's correct. And then, for all intents and purposes, in their mind, it is correct, right? So
Yeah.
this sense of truth is more so a feeling than something that can be empirically true. And like you can say, yes, science proves that things are empirically true, but then I think the more important thing here is to say that truth is still um, about a feeling more than seeing something on paper being proven.
Well, does that mean somebody who truly believes, like, in their heart of hearts, they truly believe the Earth is flat? Does that mean they're not crazy?
Yes.
That so you think they are equally as right as you are?
Well, this is where we start getting into like semantics, but like what does equal mean? You know, if I
Should we?
separate that element out of it, like, look, I don't believe that the Earth is flat. You know,
I didn't think you did, but I'm happy we cleaned that up. Cleared
yes,
that
yeah.
up.
No, otherwise, this could have become a really awkward fight. Um, but you know, the fact that there are groups of people who will congregate around this notion and this idea and will find things to believe about it shows that it is something that they desperately want to be true, right? So, and like it's what leads to things like conspiracy theorists and people who wear foil hats and things like that, right? But then ultimately, if you're one of those people, then you just feel like that you are normal, right? And people who don't believe that are abnormal.
Do you
So
think
it's
that flat earthers believe that they are normal? Roger said, "You've fallen into my spell." And that might be it. I might have got him. I hooked him in.
is
I'm
this all just like an elaborate hoax to try to get me to become a flat earther? Um,
no, 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 no,
but
not at all.
but
I
then
mean, if
also
you are,
like
I will. If you are a flat earther, I'll only judge you slightly.
Slightly. Okay, it's good
Yeah,
to know.
only a
No,
little bit.
I think that people on here are like really like open minded about things. So no, it's good to know. It's only
Oh
like a
god.
slight
I
judgment.
wonder how many
But like,
subscribers I'd be if I came out as a flat earther, I wonder how many subscribers I'd lose.
mm, we can test it. We can
I
test
don't
it
want to
right
lose
now.
that many.
You want to like declare to everyone right now, like all 13 people here right now. Let's see if they all end up unsubscribing from you if you just declare your allegiance to the Flat Earth Society.
That could be. I think Roger
Um,
would be I think Roger and Sarah would stick with me. The rest of them might leave.
mm, um, was there a question I was meant to be answering?
Yeah, but I forgot it, so
Yeah, yeah.
Hi,
Anyway,
Emmett. Here
look at that.
Yeah,
Rogers
I was no, because
touching
I'm thinking about it if because you had said something on the order of to them, they believe it to be
Mm.
really true.
Did I think of this whether they're normal? That was the
Okay,
question.
yes.
So yeah. Um, y- I think so. I think so. I think that you know, my understanding of people who might believe in like in fringe beliefs, like we'll call it, they feel that they are
Good
the
way to put
ones
it.
who make sense, and then you hear about them saying things like, "Oh, wake up, people! Like, can you not see this for what it is?" And there's this sense of frustration, right? That people are asleep if they don't believe in the fringe beliefs, right? Um, Therefore, they think that they themselves are sane, healthy, and normal. So, yes, I do think that people who believe what they will, they have the position that they think that they're the ones who are in control of the narrative and that what they fundamentally believe is to be true and that makes them normal. Yes.
So, wouldn't that require them to think that you can be normal while in a fringe belief? Or do they not realize that they're only, like, 5,000 people worldwide believe in flat Earth?
Well, I guess it forces them to reject the idea that the majority is correct, which in itself, like for me, that's something that I'd struggle to reconcile. I'd like to think that people wouldn't have gotten to where they are unless what they believe falls in the majority of what is to be believed. Right. Like there has to be some sense of um some how do I say it? Some like critical mass of belief towards something that is true, I guess. Otherwise just society will just break down. Right. We know how things are like when um when there are conflicting beliefs on on belief systems for things that don't have like necessarily a weight of numbers. And I'll talk about like religion in that sense because there's different religions, but like ultimately they are all belief systems on um, an understanding of how things were created and what gods or deities might have led to that, etc. And we know that there's been much bloodshed, right,
What
caused like for in like the name of religion. But it's not like religion fundamentally is not something that I think one aspires to prove or disprove. It's just something
well,
that you will believe in. So
is that idea that the majority is correct not deeply flawed anyways? Like, the majority if you ask the majority of people, Napoleon was really short, but Napoleon wasn't really short. He was an average height for his time.
mm.
He's only, like, 3 inches shorter than the average male in Western Europe at the moment. So
So
what does that mean? So does that mean like and that's not the only example, like, there's a belief I don't know how maybe this is different down under because down you guys are crazy and upside down, but there's a belief that shaving your hair will make it grow back thicker, but
mm.
there's no evidence of that. We just made that up. People just make that up. Or that the human uses 10% of his brain. Like, these are, like, pretty common beliefs you hear. Does that mean that like when you said that the majority belief, you have trouble on discounting the majority belief. Like, does that?
And
I'm stuck on that part because to me, the majority
yeah,
belief doesn't mean much.
yeah. Well, like I think we're like in the same camp here. Like I would tend to just believe that the majority is correct, and like maybe you can call it coming down to laziness with like mental rigor. But surely people, you can't have the majority being in the wrong, right?
I mean, you
Right.
can
Supposedly,
if they claim
supposedly.
what if they claim George Washington had wooden teeth, so you can because that would be wrong.
Yeah. Um, but yeah.
And I don't. I'm not picking on you per se. I'm trying.
Oh, it's fine. No, no, no. Yeah.
I'm trying to get to a different thing. My point on that was maybe that the belief that the majority is correct is more based on social pressure than the actual correctness of this majority.
Sometimes,
'Cause
sometimes.
I agree. Most people believe the majority is correct. That's
Yeah, yeah. Correct, correct. Yeah. But like I call out religion specifically just because it is something that I believe fundamentally is not meant to be proven, or it's very, very hard to prove because you can't build constraints around it. People would look to, you know, prove the existence of a greater power through miracles, etc. Um, but then it's also, you look at that and you look at politics, for example, right? Like ultimately, it's decisions made by a few people, like for supposedly the greater good, or maybe not even the greater good, right? And like that's why people argue about it so much because like people believe themselves to be true in terms of what they want to believe, but fundamentally, there's always going to be people who agree or disagree about it because the bounds of what makes it true cannot be like fenced in. So
okay.
that's why if you look at like numbers and like mass belief, ultimately there might be mass numbers, but it has to be constrained by something. And when you look at things that can be proven like height or something, then it's like, okay, it's measurable, it's scientific, right? So then therefore it may or may not be easier to prove in that sense. But things that can't be measured will naturally engender more argument, but ultimately people might still defend it to the very end because they still believe it to be true within some sort of, system of belief within their own mind. Like
Do you think?
like belief as a concept, I guess. Um, like can't differentiate between like scientific rigor and vibes. Some people especially cannot differentiate that. Just like, well, yeah, if this feels right to me, then it must be right, and I'll defend it to like the end.
Do you think people attach the beliefs to their identity itself, so it feels like a personal attack when you attack the belief? Is that
100.
why you think?
Yep.
Is that why you think that happens?
Yep. Definitely. In fact, there is one of my favorite nonfiction books. Let me just find.
Oh, nonfiction book recommendation time.
I, I don't look like I don't read a lot of them, but there's one that I
If it's not on Substack, I don't read it. So
oh damn it. Okay. I might need to like create like a rip of it and then try to share it before it gets taken down. Science of Belief book.
I'll read the chat. Anna Harper said everyone has their own frame of reference and beliefs. Wendy
Yes.
Russell said gravity is different down under. I want to know about that. If that's true.
Yeah, fun fact, my laptop is upside down right now to make sure that this feels as
Yeah.
authentic as you.
See, I'm pretty sure if you go north of the equator, you'd float.
Yeah.
And
I think that's been
I
scientifically proven. Us, yeah, like Wendy's, we're in the same hemisphere, so like stuff just like we have very different biology to you. It's very
yeah.
different.
I mean, New Zealand has different biology from everywhere, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
You
definitely.
guys have big, hoppy bunny things that kick you and carry the
Kangaroos,
babies
you
in the
mean?
pouch. Yeah, I've heard that you have a tree kangaroo in New Guinea. Is it? I mean, it's not technically part of
Potentially,
Australia, but I heard about tree
potentially.
kangaroo. That's crazy. Can you
We
imagine
do,
being a kangaroo that lives in a tree? That'd be
we
that's
do,
not a wild image.
we do have marsupials that jump from tree to tree. So yeah, they have like webbed wing type things under their arms and just like glide. They'll glide from tree to tree. So they'll jump and glide.
I must look it up because, yeah, it's a tree kangaroo. It lives in. It's actually called a tree kangaroo. That's crazy. Okay, this is in New Guinea. Okay, um, they're funny looking things if you've never seen them. I don't know
Oh,
why they called it kangaroo because they don't look like a kangaroo. But
there's many strange animals.
did you
Australia.
what do you think about the fact that koalas give people chlamydia? What is- what-
um, no comment.
okay, that's fine.
No comment.
That's
Not
like
as, and
that's cool.
that's not because I've done anything with a koala. Um, it's because there's a lot of myths around koalas that
Is that the
I think
myth?
if we were to like dive into it now, this would become like a 3 hour live. So,
That wouldn't
but
be abnormal for these. My last one was 5, so we'll see how long this goes.
really,
Uh,
when
so is that a myth then? Do koalas not give you chlamydia?
look, I think every animal has the ability to spread diseases. So it's up to the individual to yeah, yeah, just be safe around them.
Okay.
Just yeah, don't be sticking things into places where they don't belong.
Well, no, but like that's not quite what I meant, but I mean that's fair. I meant like if you have a cut on your finger and you pet a koala, do you think you would get chlamydia on average?
Oh, I would not have any open wounds near any animals. Like
Oh,
it could
you
even be like a pigeon or something.
pigeons give you all sorts of gross stuff. Pigeons are gross.
Yeah, no, no. We call them flying rats. So
That's
they're
probably accurate.
yeah. But yeah, I mean like the only thing that we're aware of that we tell everyone visiting is that, you know, koalas are essentially like some animals you see in the trees are koalas and some animals you see in the trees are drop bears. So it might be that the drop bears are the ones that fall out of the trees and then if they target people who have open wounds, then they'll give them chlamydia. So
Oh,
yeah.
Wendy may have told me the chlamydia thing about koalas, and she's now admitting to spreading misinformation. So maybe that is just Wendy.
Anything
I feel misled.
Anything, look, I mean, look, our country is very nice, and yes, we welcome visitors. But also, if it was too nice and we just only said good things about it, then we'd be overrun. So, I think it's a decent thing that we're trying to keep our population lower. There's not many people in Australia, you know. Like I think, like our population is as big as some cities. We have 25 million people in the whole country, and I think Tokyo has like that
Tokyo's
number of people
massive.
or something as well.
Yeah, Tokyo is massive.
Yeah.
Mary
Hi,
Ellen
Mariella.
Brady said humans and koalas. Do you mean the chlamydia is different between them?
Wait,
I
okay, so
can't
like now
imagine.
we just need like a vet to join in because I just feel grossly underqualified now. I can't talk about
What?
sexual health.
It's
You
well,
know,
I mean, for the koala, it's not sexual health. I don't think. Maybe it is.
why wouldn't it be? What like isn't
I was under
chlamydia
the impression it was it lived on the
STI?
fur, but maybe I could just be crazy. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Wendy, Wendy, what are you,
Mary Ellen worked in the
please
zoo,
explain.
and she may have
Yes,
stayed at a Motel 8 at one point, so she probably knows.
no, yeah. Mary Ellen has some amazing stories about animals that she's interacted with. So I think like I'm not going to put her up for it, but if you want to have an interesting chat, get Mary Ellen on at one point in time. So many
If I could only be so honored that she'd talk to me.
I mean, she's right there. So let's just see. Let's just
I like
see if she's listening, if she'll grace us with her presence.
I like
For your next
to
invite.
I like to passively talk about people like they're not here.
I mean, yeah, we are the ones
Some koalas,
letting
yeah,
you
some
spot.
koalas have it, and some elementary school teachers have it too. So I mean, that seems fine.
Mm.
It isn't the same infection. Do you mean that it doesn't cause the same thing, or it's not the same bacteria? Yeah, I'm very curious. If it's not the same bacteria, why we call it the same?
I have a friend
That would
who's
be
a vet,
weird. What was
but
that?
she didn't. No, I was saying I had a friend who is a vet. One of my readers is a vet, but she is in Europe, so it is still early morning.
Yeah, I think.
But I can also ask her as well. I yeah,
I
I
mean, do
can
you
ask.
want to? Do you do you want to be like no? Do you want to be known as the guy who asked that question?
I mean, look, I'm pretty open minded about questions, and like I was definitely one of those annoying kids at school who just asked like not just boring questions, but questions that just like no one wanted to answer. So
Well, but
yes.
if you in a hypothetical universe, if you were a nurse and somebody came in for STI testing, and they asked
Mhm.
you after you drew blood if koalas could give somebody chlamydia, what would you think?
I would probably try to not give him a weird look, and then I'd say, "Let me just run this test first, and I'll get back to you." And I'll probably just forget about it.
Okay, that's fair. I have this thing
Yeah.
and it was full of M&Ms, and now
What is that from? That's from something from the is
nerd.
this Oh, yeah, I'm thinking like, "Hold on, I've seen this thing before." I'm like,
Yeah, it's nerd.
is this like a millennial thing? Um,
Is
I'm
it? It
like,
might be.
this this feels
I'm
like something
technically of
from
that
like
generation.
yeah, yeah, no, same. Um, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's nerd, but I'm out, which is
There we
good
go.
because I'm almost out of water, and these M&Ms make me thirsty. To quote
Mm.
Seinfeld, kinda. Paraphrase Seinfeld.
I was saying, MB, like, you're stuck here now, so you can stay. This is fun.
Oh my gosh, I would have wondered that on that too. Wanted on that too. I know what you mean. In your day, how are nerds that old? Back in my day, back
I
in
think
my
it's
day, I mean now when you say back in my day, you mean like 2004.
don't. I really try to, like, refrain from that sort of thing, but, like, I'll there's I mean, look, Substack like, what I've liked about it is that for some reason, it seemed to just have people from this millennial generation just all floating in, so it's I've heard it being described as, like, the Tumblr for, like, millennials or something like that, or whatever it is, I don't know, because I didn't use much social media before that, but there are also invariably younger people coming in, and that's cool. Like, they're definitely welcome, but I just get so self-conscious when I talk with them because I'll just write one thing and I'll be like, "Oh my god," like, I feel very dated or, like, does this thing give away how old I am? Um,
Chances
because
are you doesn't.
their language frightens me, so, yeah.
Oh, like the Rizzle? Is that a thing? That can't be a thing down there. That can't be international. Oh God, I'm sorry. I thought that was a plague only I had to live with.
No, it's yeah, there's and, like, I feel like it's just to do with, like, more so with how fast these things spread through social media. So, it might not be exactly the same, but people just need to watch a video or something, and then it's like, "Oh, okay, that's a word," and then it just spreads.
Oh boy, that's all I
Yeah.
gotta say. Is, oh boy, I feel like
Mm.
every 5 years it changes too. Like
It's quick.
the cool word that you hear the cool teenagers use, it changes every few years. I'm waiting for it to be plastic. Like, oh, that's so plastic. I'm waiting for that to be a real thing.
Plastic? Why?
Yeah. I just think that'd be funny.
So
Because it has a thing. It has like a. I can see it being used as an insult or a compliment because plastic's like really useful.
yeah, true.
But it's also incredibly destructive to the environment. So I could see it going either way. I just think it's a cool word and it's fun to say. You're pretty fat. You're pretty plastic. If they want to say it's cool.
Yeah, there's a few words that I know from the cool kids now, and one of them, the one that comes to mind first is, so and so looks so chopped. Like
Chop.
chop. Have you so like this could be regional variants, I don't know. But at least in Australia when the kids say, "Oh, like, KJ looks chopped," it means like
Okay.
that guy is like ugly as hell.
Oh, it doesn't mean like ripped, like
Yeah,
really
yeah. So like
muscular. What are you
not
trying to
like
say?
muscular. Yeah, it's not ripped. So like again, it sounds like it's like muscle, but it's not. Chopped means like their appearance is unpleasing to look at. Okay,
Chop.
thanks, Wayne.
I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that.
So yeah, and Martin's also
Chopped
said
is in
said
New
the same
Zealand
thing
too.
as well. So yeah, that
I may
seems to be like a global thing amongst the
it
kids
could
now.
be. I don't. I guess I don't talk to kids enough.
Mm. When you got a couple, like it's sort of like you learn by osmosis. You know, I'll just say the words and it just floats into you.
Just
But
lay your head in a teenager and fall asleep for a bit.
yeah, I haven't thought about that. That's not.
Isn't that what osmosis means?
I was also I was also thinking just like existing near them and like the words float around me like this sort of strange mush, and then it absorbs into my brain or through my skin. That's what
Okay,
I think about when I
so
think of osmosis.
oh, Wendy says that in New Zealand they say chopped, but they add bro. So chopped bro, chopped
Oh,
bro.
did you see what's his face? Yeah, he looks so chopped, bro. Brew. They say they say brew. It's BRU. But yeah.
BRU.
Brew.
Is that what
Brew.
they call is that what they call each other now? I have to
I think so.
ask. Do you want to tell me about fairy bread? I'm very curious about fairy bread. And do
Yes.
you put Vegemite on it? I want. I hope so.
No. So okay, so fairy bread, it's just like plain white bread, like you get from any cheap supermarket or whatever. Um,
Okay.
really basic butter, and then we have like just rainbow sprinkles. Yeah. And we just basically like spread it on the butter and it sticks. So the butter is just like a glue. You can think of it as. And that's a really popular party food for young kids. It's easy to create in batches, obviously, and then kids go nuts for it. I did share a note about it like a few months. I think it was last year actually, and I was like, "Oh, this is what we do in Australia," and it just seemed like such a novel thing for a lot of people, especially in like North America, where apparently the equivalent is something like cinnamon toast. I think
Yeah,
where
they put cinnamon and sugar on buttered toast.
yeah, but I think it's just the idea that it's a rainbow thing, um, that that makes it fun. But yeah, so fairy bread.
The fact that that is uniquely that, as far as I know, is uniquely Australian, isn't it?
Wendy
Have you
would
heard of
beg
that?
to differ.
Well, New Zealand doesn't care. They don't care about New Zealand. They're the same people. And to the outside world, they're both the same. That's I'm gonna
I
get in
heard
trouble. I'm gonna get yelled at so bad because of these things.
she is too far away to hurt me. It's fine. She can't once she swims across the Tasman Sea, then I'm in trouble.
Can people
Um,
actually do that? Is that swimmable? That can't be
uh,
swimmable, can it?
yeah, probably not. Like probably be
The
eaten
English
by a
Channel
shark.
is.
You'd be eaten by a shark before you would make it. I think.
Huh. It
Um,
doesn't look any further than English Channel on wildly distorted maps.
are you checking up like right now the distance
No, I'm
between?
not looking. I'm going by memory. I just don't remember it
Oh, okay, okay,
being
okay, yeah, yeah. Like
any
it's not
bigger.
super far. Like to fly from Sydney to Auckland, which is the capital city on the North Island. I think it's 3 hours. Wendy? Yes, no. So it's not
I've
it's not
never.
far.
Okay.
It's not far. Um, but like, this is an interesting thing that I heard once that sort of stuck with me, right? So like, okay, Australia, yeah. So like, okay, so say people in the USA, they hear of Australia, like, oh, look, it's this fun place. It's this nice place where people are nice and things are cool and stuff. Like in general, like very broadly speaking, right? And then apparently, like New Zealand to Australia is like Australia to USA, and I was like, holy shit, that actually makes complete sense. Because like I've been to New Zealand. I went to it for the first time in 2022, and people are so nice there. Like they're so friendly and stuff, and they're so nice and happy, and like things aren't perfect there, but they're just generally so nice. And like I think we generally try to be nice in our country in Australia, but there's still shit people here.
Okay.
But then, like, I think the way that we're perceived by other parts of the world, or like by say North America, like as an example, is that we might be quite nice because we'll just we'll be queuing up to buy groceries, and then we will just like maybe have a conversation with someone behind us. Let's be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, oh, what do you got there in your shopping cart?
Okay.
Right. And apparently that's like, quite like, holy shit, like, why talking to this stranger? Like, get the fuck away. But like,
Y-
but like people do that in Australia. Not everyone, but there is that sense of like,
Yeah. So you'll just turn around in the grocery store aisle and be like, "Hey, yo, nice condoms. What are you doing with those later?"
um, I think that's a different conversation, but like, yeah, like right idea. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
But did that in I was maybe that was a bad example of something you have in the car.
but yeah, so New Zealand to Australia is like Australia to USA. Like we just think that everything's so nice and cool there. So for any Aussies on the call, or maybe I don't know if she's still on, Leanne. Like I'd be curious to see if she would tend to agree. But yeah, there's some nice things in the southern hemisphere here.
Oh, that's what they tell us.
Oh, like
That's the rumor on the street.
besides the animals, yeah. But just like don't go to the center of the country. If you stay on the eastern seaboard, that's where Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane are.
Okay.
It's gonna like that's gonna be like you're gonna be fine. That's just like any sort of big city. The cities aren't huge. Like they're not Chicago's, they're not New York's, they're not Tokyo's, etc. But there's things to do. There's like coffees
Are
and
they,
that sort of
are they
things.
more like Berlin?
I haven't been to Berlin.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're medium cities.
Medium
Yeah,
cities. Okay.
the medium cities. Um,
So are you nicer than Canadians? 'Cause don't Canadians have that reputation?
yeah,
I
well,
personally have never met a nice Canadian, so maybe the reputation's wrong.
yeah. I think our understanding of Canadians is probably the same as everyone, everyone else's understanding as well, being that they're generally quite nice until when it comes to ice hockey, and then they evolve into like
That's-
maple syrup
that's-
guzzling, fiends that will like decapitate you with a hockey stick.
oh yeah,
So
that's savage. If you for the wrong team at a Canadian hockey game, you might die. You have still a high chance of dying in the parking lot.
and like I wonder what it was like in the winter games just passed because they didn't.
You're right, Martin. Tara is fantastic, and I recommend Tara to anyone who wants to talk to a Canadian. I didn't know she was Canadian actually.
Is there any give? Is there any like easy tell? Because I mean, just from the accent, I can't tell if a North American is from the USA or from
Yeah,
Canada.
they say some Canadians say "yahe." Other than that, no.
So it's more like dialect type
Yeah,
words.
it's
Like,
almost all dialect from what I've learned.
and I'm not like say like referring to parts of Canada where they speak like more French. I think that would just give it away, I guess. But like for like the standard North American accent, is there
Yeah,
anything that would give it
A boot is a good one too. Yeah,
Is
as
it
far as I know, there's not.
like Scotland or something?
They're all like 19th generation English people. But to be fair, it's not that much different than the majority of Australians. But
Oh my god, then get started. Um, yeah, no, yeah. If you go
have
back
you ever
far
been
enough,
to have you ever been to England?
yes, once.
Did
Went
you
to
have
England
beans?
once.
Did you have beans on toast?
um, I I did not. Um, not a huge fan of English food. I found it quite
Is
underwhelming.
anyone? Is it like the most bland food there is?
Have we got any Poms on the call?
I
No,
don't
I
think
mean
so. Otherwise, I would.
it's
Uh,
only very early for them. But yeah,
people know people know how these go. Some people.
yeah, yeah. No, I'll be interested to see what snippets Substack creates from this live because it's been very random.
Oh,
And I'd
I
like to
feel
see
like it's gotten worse. I feel like it
the
used to
the,
make good
the snippet
snippets, and now
creation.
it's
You mean?
yeah, the automatic whatever they call it. I don't know if they don't the automatic clips that it
Yeah.
provides you when you upload it. When it uploads it, yeah, I feel like that's gotten worse. I feel like it used to actually give me like a segment of conversation that made sense in isolation. But
Mm.
last time it would be like, why we eat bananas, but then it would be half about cocaine and half about sex toys, and I was like, what? There was no bananas in this. Uh, so I find that I don't know. I find this went downhill.
Yep.
And the icon, the generation for the like picture it shows you, I think it has an algorithm in it that selects unflattering pictures where your mouth is like something like that.
I've
'Cause
noticed that. Yeah, the
it's
automatic
not
choice.
great.
It's almost like we're just taking. We have an expression in Australia, taking the piss. Taking the piss means it's just like they're intentionally, making you look chopped.
Oh,
Hey,
there you go. Chopped. Martin
yeah.
says, "Take off, you hoser." I don't know what that. Oh my god,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know that I
that's
know what
like
that means.
no, I think that else for the conversation going back to the tell for Canadians, they would say that.
Well done. What do we do? What are we doing well? I don't know that we're doing
No,
anything well.
I think Anna was just applauding my very good use of weaving in Gen Z
Oh yeah,
lingo.
no, that was well.
Yeah.
That was not on my Substack bingo card. That phrase.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, did what English food did you try? If you didn't try beans
Oh, I
on
tried
toast,
fish and chips, and it
okay.
was horrific. Um, so it was beer batter, so not crumb, but beer batter, and I'd cut into it and be like, okay, cool, like let's try some fish and chips, and then I'd like from the very first bite, I was like, there's scales, there's scales in this fish. I'm like, maybe they just forgot it. I just kept finding more and more, and I was just like, no. And because I was too polite, I just finished it.
You just
Um,
ate it anyways.
I didn't eat the scale. I spat them out. But I'm just saying that, like, I'm like, okay, well, at least this is consistent with my understanding of like British food. It's not just like average. It's like it's below average. So I think it's just lowest. It's just
I, I
it's
hope.
just lower standards in general. Um, like there are places that had good food, but it's just so also like crazily expensive. The Australian dollar is not strong. So when we went, it was like actually like double and a bit. So
Oh wow.
we'd go out for as a family, me, my wife, and my kids, and like would spend $220, on
For for
like
scaly fish?
well, I didn't put them through that. Like we just tried to have like whatever, I don't know, just other sorts of food. But it just was it didn't it was not a compelling case to like go back there and eat. Um yeah.
Did you go to any of the pubs? I heard they have fabulous pubs. Like I feel like
Well,
they'd know
see,
the drink.
the fish and chips was at a pub at one of their largest cricket grounds,
Okay.
Lord's Cricket Ground. I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for this tour because
Okay.
I enjoy watching cricket. And then I was gonna try the pub downstairs, and I tried it. I'm like, man, this is so underwhelming. The tour was much better, thankfully, but the food wasn't great.
So was it so did when you were on the menu, uh, and when you were on when you were reading the menu, did it like say like what was it? Indulge our signature hand battered fish with golden crisp exterior, and pearlescent scales or something like that. Did it warn you?
It didn't warn me, no,
It did
and
not.
it just said fish and chips. So they didn't try to like, you know, oversell it. That would have made it worse, I think.
But
Um,
you wouldn't have been caught by surprise.
Again, I didn't have high hopes to begin with. So yeah, it wasn't like I was very let down. I was like, very much what I would expect of the British. And like, yeah, look, there is beef between Australians and the Brits. It's this whole notion that yeah, Australia
What
is
you
just this is
a
just
prison
this like
colony?
yeah, exactly. The colony for like all of their convicts. Um, and like I'm like if you look at me, like basically my parents were migrants to the country. I'm a first generation Australian. I was born here, but my parents came from overseas. But still, like I've adopted the understanding of like um what we believe we are to be in the eyes of the British. We call them the old enemy. So
Okay, that sounds familiar.
yes, things like that. Um, hey, I've actually got to run. So I sort of sorry to cut things short. I have been really enjoying the chat, but yeah, I've put in an hour for this session, so
Okay, you're all good.
it's yeah. I'm in the future, so it's coming up
Yeah,
to the.
it's tomorrow now for you, isn't it?
It's the present,
Wednesday.
sir. It is the present. It
I'm
is the
living in the
present.
past then, aren't I?
You are, and that's like the ongoing joke amongst all of my buddies on Substack. Like,
Okay,
okay,
so
coming up from the future, like you have this to look forward to. Things are looking pretty good, so things are like looking up. So yeah, money's looking good.
uh yeah, when I was a kid, somebody on TV said that he was in Australia for some reason. He said that they already knew the outcome of like a big sports event in
Oh yeah.
Australia because it happened the previous night, and I believed that for several years until it dawned on me that why he would dawned on me that he would. It's terrible. Oh well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for an hour. I
Oh,
appreciate it
the
very
time
much.
just
It was nice to
flew
meet you.
by. No, it's been great. I really enjoyed it as well, and yeah, I'm glad that I just said yes. I think it should happen more often, and these things are great.
Do
And
you want
yeah.
to just speak a moment on what you write for
Oh
anybody
yeah,
that doesn't know
yeah,
you?
true. Yeah, I have to give my spiel, don't I? Yes. So I write. Well, I've written actually. I finished writing a serial called Slice of Death, and it's essentially a play on words because it's like in the slice of life genre. It's just like little snippets. I made myself this crazy challenge, which I don't even know why. I mean, I do know why, but I made this challenge for myself of 365 chapters a day, every day, and I finished it. So I started in June 2025, and I finished off this year. But yeah, so it's a nice story about the Grim Reaper or Death's first apprentice, and how he navigates the world through his naive eyes. Um, if you like stories that where the male main character is a bit of an idiot but means well, then you will enjoy it. Each chapter is quite short, 500 words, so it's a nice bingeable length. If you like reading short chapters and not being too caught up in like a lot of flowery language, that's how I write. I write very straightforward.
Oh boy,
So yeah,
my subscribers might find that might find that hard to adapt to.
Yes. But yeah, no, thank you again, Stephen, for providing the platform. I very much enjoyed chatting with you, and yeah, keen to sort of see what Substack does to create the snippets from this chat. We'll see how many. We'll see if it does have a section on koala chlamydia.
Yeah, we're gonna hope. I'll leave it up to you if you want to post this. I generally I haven't been posting them until the other person posts them. So if you want to
Okay.
if
Yeah,
you're
I think
comfortable posting it, go ahead.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll
Yep.
probably stay buried forever because I'm too lazy to post all 91 of them I have in backlog.
I'll have a look and see when it comes up. It should appear on my
Okay.
publication when it's ready.
Thank you again. It was a pleasure meeting you. If
Have a
anyone
good
here thinks KJ sounds interesting, go check him out. I might hang out with a Hawaiian later, so if anyone in the chat wants to hang out with me and a Hawaiian later, that would be fun. Okay, thank you again. Bye bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye bye.